Wow, what a way to kick off our Portman Factory Sessions. You're our first guests, the Daltonists. Can you introduce yourselves and tell us what have just happened here?
Yeah, thank you for having us. We are daltonists. With me, Roman on the keys.
Hello.
Also with me, Osh on the bass.
Hello.
And hello, my name is Jacek. I play drums. And yeah, we just made a great session, and thank you for hosting us. We are really lucky to be here.
Since we are in a stage lighting factory, have you ever really thought about stage lighting before during your performances, or you just leave that to somebody else?
I think that's one of our main ideas standing behind our name of a band, which is Daltonists. In English, it's more like color-blinded, because daltonism, it's a Polish word. But so it's, yeah, for us colors are super important, even if we don't really recognize them sometimes. But yeah, so lighting is super important, and we are working with some people right now and making more and more professionals.
We are at the beginning, and we start to play more shows and the bigger shows, you know. And yeah, like the next step is to think about the lights actually, and to have like the set, like cool thing. So today's experience was really amazing from my point of view, because yeah, it was really something, and add some texture to the and some context, and yeah, and we are lucky because Portman is this is really like a cool thing, you know, like top, yeah, like.
So has this session changed your thinking about stage lighting, maybe?
Osh? For sure, yeah. Especially when you feel that someone who operating lights, adding some value and creating something with us, which can the audience enjoy as well.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure when there's a guy who's like doing something with you, and there's like special connection with it. So thank you, Łukasz.
Yeah, tonight, of course, Łukasz is with us, and he was responsible for lighting the show. It's very special because Łukasz is not doing it very often, so you can feel privileged.
Yeah.
All right, I've got some quick rapid-fire questions related to lighting. Quick question, no thinking, just go ahead. First one, spotlight or backlight?
Backlight.
Backlight.
As well, backlight.
Backlight all the way, all right. Strong strobe light or soft glow warm light?
Warm light more, yeah, warm.
Yeah, warm light for me.
And the same for me, please.
Yeah.
All right.
The one.
Yes, definitely. All right, this is interesting. What color feels like daltonists?
Color of fox, of the fox.
A fox, all right.
I don't know, color of money.
Color of joyful, happiness.
Wow.
At least here you have some differences.
At least, yes.
Okay. And thinking about your own shows, is there something you dream about or you would like to add to your shows? Ideas?
Yeah, I suppose the interpretation of our compositions can be shown by light guys. So it's still some value that someone can add to our music, our sound.
We also had the idea to discover more this 3 different lights when you are pointing out the lights with
Like RGB.
RGB, yes. If you have a white background, you can see 3 different lights and work with it.
Shadows,
with 3 different shadows if you're working with red, blue, and green. Yes.
Yes,
I think
the main colors are RGB.
Yes.
We are very familiar with that, and it's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, we thought about this. We have
But
some.
this is our idea.
This is our idea. Yes.
Yeah, listen,
yes.
everyone. It's taken. All right.
Yeah.
Someone invented it before, sorry.
Yes.
Okay,
So-
great. I mean, these sessions are especially for that, to combine and merge music and light together. And we really want to, inspire more artists and musicians to really think about it a bit more. And do you have anything special coming up this year? What are you excited about?
So we have a lot of things going on. Next week we are playing on True Tone Festival and 2 other shows on the way. And then we are playing in Czechia in June and maybe Romania. And then Off Festival in August. And then we hopefully gonna release our album, second album. It's coming up, for sure it's coming up on November because we have to release it on November. So yeah, a lot of new music going.
Pretty exciting.
Yes.
Pretty exciting. All right, so the Daltonists tonight in Portman Factory music session. And thank you guys again. It was amazing. And till the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Portman.
Idealnie.
Jesteś czwarty artysta.
Totalnie, no. Ja też. Jako skarb.
Dzięki.
Dzięki, Anton.
Zajebiście było. No. Grazie.